So what happened on social media this week, Jay?
Well, aside from me shaving and the internet almost breaking,
You've got Upton-like power.
I do. Joe Philbin traveled with the Dolphins to London on what turned out to be a one-way ticket.
You know, when they fire people in London, they do it from the other side of the street.
Philbin, you are redundant.
Yep, honestly, the Dolphins would have been better off with this Philbin. I'm shouting and throwing a challenge flag, and I don't know why.
Forget Regis, they would have been better with Kathy Lee.
If that's the case, goodbye Gatorade shower, hello boxed wine bath.
I can almost smell the Chardonnay.
It was a good year.
It was a good year. Welcome to the NFL Trendzone.
The super agent for the NFL's biggest ballers in social media.
I'm Jason Sklar.
I'm Randy Sklar.
And together we are at Sklar Brothers, and we're only here because the Olsen twins have a bye week.
Now call an audible.
And then call your mom.
It's time to get social. John Lennon once said the Beatles were bigger than Jesus, and now a bear is being compared to the Son of God by teammate Martellus Bennett.
They threw rocks at Jesus, and Jesus was an excellent guy who did a lot of awesome stuff.
Yes, Martellus, Cutler and Jesus are basically the same guy. The only difference is, come late December, no one is talking about Jay Cutler.
You think it's blasphemous to compare Cutler to Jesus?
I do, Jason, because Jesus was a Packers fan. It's in the book of Matthews. Play Matthews.
Speaking of the shareholders, a fan Instagrammed out this photo of Packers fans blitzing the urinals at an away game in Santa Clara.
Now, if they were wearing Kaepernick jerseys, they would have missed the urinals and peed all over the floor.
That's true. Now, to me, it looks like the little Aaron Rodgers in the middle is looking left and deciding to call an audible.
Yeah, he might want to tuck it and head for a stall.
It's called checking down to your number 2 option.
Folks! The always mature internet was debating whether Jim Tomsula farted during his press conference.
Nothing but respectful.
A lot of examples in football history of good ball history of good ball history of good.
Hey, that's SF's MO on offense. Never take your foot off the gas.
And then pretend what just happened didn't just happen.
In a moment of great cultural sensitivity, Texas's governor compared the Cowboys' defense to the border with Mexico.
Loud rich guy Donald Trump then asked, "Can you deport a loser tailback who isn't producing?"
He's so dumb. In both cases, Rand, you know it's a wedge issue.
It really is. Seattle Seahawks receiver Doug Baldwin was left hanging by an end-zone ref in Monday night's game.
Well, Rand, the refs made up for it later. Instead of a high five, they just gave the Seahawks a third win.
Johnson to the end zone, fumbles it, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a touchback if he didn't break the plane.
Now, was that a makeup call?
Well, they do call that ref Seattle's 13th man.
Wow. The internet was buzzing about this Husky Saints fan seen during a failed field goal attempt. You know, Randy, this is why God invented Vine.
Yes, it is.
There's almost too much to say about it, so it's time, in my mind, for an old-fashioned joke-off. Randy, are you ready for the 2-minute joke drill?
Let's do it.
Let's do it!
I believe that that's the Saints' 13th, 14th, and 15th fan.
Aaron Neville has not aged well.
Talk about your yellow moon.
The good news is that the next morning this guy gave birth to triplets.
This guy was so outraged that the Saints missed a field goal because he has never missed anything in his life. Saints games, beignets, insulin shots, his pinky toe.
He does not need his pinky toe.
His pinky toe.
There are dog pounders in Cleveland who are worried about this man's health.
Even Paula Dean is worried about what this guy eats.
I sure hope someone threw him some beads for showing those off.
Hashtag Marty Gross. And there you go. That's our 2-minute drill.
Now, the cast of Duck Dynasty was also seen at the Saints game.
You'd think with their interest in ducks, Rand, they'd wait till Peyton Manning comes to town.
And folks. Well, we're out of time now. Don't forget to follow at NFL Now.
And if you want more of the Trend Zone, go to NFL.com/now for exclusive content, outtakes,
and our selection for Jim Tomsula's permanent replacement.
God's in you. Man.
I think that guy's good.
He is really good. He's convincing.
For Randy, I'm Jason.
For Jason, I'm Randy.
And we'll see you next week, deep in the Trend Zone.